STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
By the way, if you have not yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video and share it with your friends if you appreciate the content that we slave daily to bring to you. So, we'd like to talk to you all today about a light situation going on. It has to do with our privacy as usual. It has to do with finances as usual. But this time around, it comes in the form of something called WorldCoin. You see, WorldCoin is a project that aims to create a global network of digital identities and a cryptocurrency for humans. Wow. It also uses...
You did so much, man.
Yeah, you know. Man.
Sure. Tesla didn't even try to do that.
Yeah, the guy also created ChatGPT, so maybe we don't even know what we're talking about. But I'll also remind you guys, ladies and gentlemen, every smart person is also extremely dumb. Now, it uses a device called the orb. You may have heard of it. The orb is used to scan people's irises. They get up close and personal, all up in your eyeball. Then it generates a unique ID or a private digital ID called a World ID. Users can receive World tokens, also known as WLD. Do not go buy that shit. As a reward for creating their World ID, depending on the local laws. Now, WorldCoin claims that its system is more secure and privacy preserving than other online identity solutions, and that it can help reduce scams. Not only that, but bots and AI and imposters on the internet. The imposters on the internet, especially AI-driven imposters on the internet, is definitely something that is relevant and something that may be coming through on full force, which is what makes the reason why we need a digital ID, but maybe not in this case, as we can see. Okay, WorldCoin has faced criticism and controversy over its biometric data collection and security, issues. Security issues is already what we're talking about here, despite what they just described. And of course, we have regulatory challenges to go along with this. For example, Kenya recently suspended WorldCoin's activities and launched an investigation into its practices. But do not take our word for it yet. Let's allow the owner, or at least the founder, to sell it to you as well. Right? So we'll check out this video here, and then we'll dive a little bit into what this WorldCoin is really about. Check it out.
This will be the greatest technological boom, productivity boom, economic boom, whatever you want to call it. This will be the greatest one since the internet.
So you have AGI coming relatively soon. How can you scale an economic network that actually connects billions of people?
I think there's a lot of things that one can imagine if something like WorldCoin works.
So you have WorldCoin, World ID, and then there's like the third thing that is the World app.
Think about governance, how we're going to differentiate between what is done by people and what is generated by machines.
How can you prove that you're a unique human being? That's just the only task.
Society will have to figure out more as we go along and as we start to integrate these systems into our lives. But if something like WorldCoin can work, I think that's a quite interesting new tool to have for humanity.
Okay, well, there is that. Well, sir, what are your thoughts?
Oh, man. These are all the classic ways to identify fraud, by the way. We should do a video about that. How to catch a fraudulent crypto. Promising something that have not yet been created or that does not work yet. Bitcoin is here. It's already doing its thing. But no.
Yeah.
We have to go create a World ID. Let's break it down. In the definition, they started with saying they're creating a global network of digital identities.
Yeah.
Who said that we need you to create a global
network?
Is it a problem?
Absolutely.
Is it a problem that we have? It's not a problem that exists.
It has not been a problem yet.
Currencies for human beings. There's currencies already.
Yeah. And we're human beings already, believe it or not.
But then you gotta go create this orb of a thing that scans your private information.
Yeah.
Alert number one. Right? The solution is not here yet. You're already scanning my identity to go put into something. Guess how much they give people?
What's that?
$2 to $5.
If you go scan your eyeballs for $2 to $5.
Oh, guess what though?
You know, listen. Unless you're in, like, say, I know that one of those places that they've been really pushing is, essentially developing nations.
Yes.
Where they could take advantage of people.
Yes.
For such a low price. But if you're not in one of those places and you scan your eyeballs for $5, shame on you. Carry on.
And some reason they're gonna do some kind of arithmetic where it's going to delete your eyeball and then create a virtual ID for you, a digital world ID. Have you heard that word somewhere before?
Well, digital world ID sounds like CBDC's
World Economic Forum kind stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then the owner and the founder is also connected to ChatGPT, OpenAI.
Now he has your eyeballs.
And if the program doesn't work, they still have your information, and they're not going to delete it.
Absolutely.
It's an asset.
Yeah. Well, a digital passport that lets you prove you are a unique and real person while remaining anonymous. That is interesting. I think when I saw this, I think maybe they're talking about proving that maybe you're not the one saying something on the internet, or maybe posting something on the internet, because there will probably be AIs that can post for you. But I don't think that scanning your eyeball is required to have a token, because it's essentially just a password. Or you can, there's a lot of cryptographic passwords out there. Now, moving on to let's really dive into this risk. Let me just elaborate the risk that are associated with this WorldCoin situation here.
All right. Well, if you're a WorldCoin believer, this video was not intended to attack you. We're just trying to get the word out there, because we've been in this space for quite a while, and you should be able to identify the positives and the negative. We see a lot of risk when we look at this. One of the biggest risks that we'll look at is economic instability. Those in the fiat system always talk about capital flight, capital flight, capital flight. So if you create a coin of a thing that is centrally controlled through an orb or some app that you don't control, with AI configuration and everything, then the entire monetary system is a major issue, because now someone, just like we have the issue with double printing and printing of money,
right,
they could, what's proof of work as WorldCoin done to create a token out of what?
Yeah.
For you to now use as a monetary tool. Money is work, and from that work you exchange it for money and time, for value, which then is the currency.
Yeah.
So one out of nowhere is going to create some major volatility around the globe, in the global markets. By definition, this should not work.
Yeah.
Definitely. What gives him the authority to create money out of just scanning your eye? What work has WorldCoin done to be able to create value? Is it some kind of proof of stake? Create money out of anywhere?
Well, they're scanning your eyeballs. They have created some orbs to scan your eyeballs to prove that you're a human. Now, one of the other risks that comes along with this WorldCoin situation is this is actually one of the ones that I really actually enjoy being able to say this right now, because this is exactly what we have heard from every publication and every Bitcoin hater ever. It increases criminal activities and money laundering. Not that it was not existing in fiat, but I think this was one of their favorite ones to try to bring down crypto. You see, WorldCoin could facilitate illegal transactions and activities such as tax evasion, kind of like how Ethereum does, or cash, terrorism, drug trafficking, keep it going, human trafficking, etc., etc. So it's all the same things. So I think if they believe that this can do this for any other thing, like say Bitcoin, etc., etc., I don't see why WorldCoin will be any exception. Does it for fiat? We know that right now there is this massive issue with human trafficking, but there is no confirmation that those transactions are heavily in cryptocurrency, because we also know that the value of money that is running in the human trafficking right now is not possible that it's the general public. We already know these things. So WorldCoin could also pose a threat that would undermine national security. Okay, I feel great saying this right now. And WorldCoin is an issue of national security and sovereignty added on top of that. So as it could undermine this authority and legitimacy of governments and central banks, it seems that this can be a concerning situation, giving up that power to some tech oligarchs. But then also consider this. If you take it in a roundabout circle, BlackRock owns all these tech oligarchs. So, yeah. What are some other concerns here, Double O?
I would like to add to that comment that you made earlier. This is going to be tougher than the OG fiat because you literally it's an anonymous account.
Yeah.
You can move around the world. Nobody knows who you are.
Well, for the WorldCoin?
Yeah.
Well, they know who you are because now when you show up to the airport, you scan your eyeball. Oh, well, actually, they don't just scan your eyeball. The camera will just infiltrate your eyeball and they'll know where you are.
Oh, man. Next one, though, is privacy and security breaches. Major. Anything Ethereum.
Yeah.
Forget it. It's getting hacked. There's going to be some backdoor to get access to your biometric data. You know, there's one thing you can't change. It's your eyeball.
Yeah.
You must well just go blind. And then once hackers get access to that, forget it. Transactions will be made.
They own you.
In India. Why you?
Yeah. and it's a very valid point because if you think almost any system that has been out there has been hacked at some point by someone except for Bitcoin. So that's a very interesting situation there.
Yep. So they're both external and internal threats. There could be developers within the organization that exit.
Absolutely. Now, we would like to conclude this video by saying this. Obviously, this is a coin that is built by some people who seem to be very smart. At least present themselves to be, how would you say, the gladiators of the cryptographic age and AI age. People should be very wary of WorldCoin. That's for sure. You should not participate in this project unless some of these issues have been fully addressed. That would be my suggestion. Because I think, I mentioned a while back, there are certain lines once you cross them, you cannot come back. It is imperative that we understand AI and all of these emerging technologies by the weekly before we engage with them. There's a number of alternative cryptocurrencies that do not have the same risk as WorldCoin. Believe it or not. Okay. Some of these alternatives include Bitcoin. That's it. Now, here would be what I would say would be our strongest call to action here in such a situation. Because it's also about identifying these things and pointing it out and allowing people to get some information or some education of some sort before proceeding with these things. Because I think that ignorance is definitely strong in the space right now with people who are just trying to make a quick profit. But we'll say this, people should definitely do their research before investing in any cryptocurrency for that matter, including Bitcoin, because it's important for you to understand what you're buying. This way you're not buying the Bitcoin ETF instead or Bitcoin Cash, as they like to advertise themselves as Bitcoin. You want to be very, very wary of cryptocurrencies like WorldCoin and the likes of it. Projects that promise massive returns or big visions, such as Cardano. It's no far from this one, except they don't have an orb. Before investing or participating in it, I think if you understand this and you still participate in it, then that is your choice. And of course, those are consequences that you choose to live with. We cannot fault you for that. We cannot stop you from doing that. But if you're doing it to make a quick buck without researching it, we'll definitely caution you to think twice. Dig deeper before you engage with these things. Any final thoughts, Double Up?
Keywords, anonymous, WorldCoin, AI, all the big terminologies. Big promises. In the next Bitcoin bull market, you're going to see a lot more coins similar to this come to the market if regulations don't grab them. With all these promises.
Incredible.
Be careful. This is a warning to the wise.
They say a word to the wise is sufficient, ladies and gentlemen. Here is one word that might be sufficient for all of us. Subscribe to the channel. We came to a realization the other day. What is it? 67% of people watching our videos are not subscribed. What did we do to you guys? Can one of you explain? What did we do to you? We did not do anything. So please hit the subscribe button.
Do
hit
it.
The bell. Oh wait, pause. Roll back. 90%.
Oh man, it's even higher.
Right.
94.1.
Yeah.
98.
That is, it says views. We have 98% there, and then we have watch time 98%, and so we say not subscribed. 98% of the people who viewed it are not subscribed.
That's a lot.
Yes, and 90% of that watch time are from people who are not subscribed. Shocking. You must ask yourself, what sort of wall coin did you wake up to this morning that you decided that you were not sub to our channel? But no, honestly, please subscribe to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. It will mean a lot to us. We're already at 1,000 subscribers and crushing. Absolutely incredible. We're also on Spotify, STAKK, and of course on X as STAKKFin. Ask us any questions there. We'll be sure to answer you. Until next time, praise and out.